The worst draft picks in NFL history didn't look like mistakes when they were made. They looked inevitable. Every one of these players was a top pick in the draft. Franchise savior, can't miss talent. And yet, for different reasons, injuries, pressures, bad situations, or just plain misses, they never became what they were supposed to be. And once you see who teams could have taken instead, some of these decisions get a whole lot harder to defend. Every team on this list earned the number one pick by bombing out. We're talking 2 and 14, 1 and 15, 0 and 16, complete collapse. So when they made these picks, it wasn't just about adding talent, it was about survival. And that's why these misses hurt more than others. Number 10, Trayvon Walker, drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars, 2022, Georgia. Jacksonville didn't just have the worst record in 2021 at 3 and 14, they were unstable. Coaching turmoil, no identity, and a rookie quarterback in Trevor Lawrence who needed help immediately. Walker at Georgia was not a stat-dominant player. He had just 9.5 career sacks, but he tested off the charts. Size, speed, explosiveness. Jacksonville bet on traits over production. Through his early seasons, he had been solid against the run and flashes as a pass rusher, but that's the problem. Flashes. You don't just take potential flashes at number one when players like Adrian Hutchinson was dominating college football and producing immediately in the NFL. This one isn't a disaster yet, but if Walker never becomes elite, this turns into a classic overthinking moment. Team impact, Jacksonville needs certainty. They chose projection. Number 9, Baker Mayfield, drafted by the Cleveland Browns, 2018, Oklahoma. Cleveland went 0-16 in 2017. Not bad, winless. Mayfield came from Oklahoma with insane production, confidence, and leadership. He broke rookie touchdown records and led Cleveland to its first playoff win in decades. But the cracks showed up fast. Coaching changes, inconsistency, and limitations in reading defenses. After Cleveland, he bounced. Carolina didn't work, the Rams stint was brief, and then Tampa Bay became his reset. Ironically, Tampa is where he looked the most stable as a pro. So yes, his career didn't die. It just shifted into something smaller than what a number one pick is supposed to be. Better picks would have been Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. The team impact, Cleveland finally hit good, but not franchise. And that forced another reset. Number 8, Jameis Winston, drafted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 2015, Florida State. Tampa went 2-14 in 2014. They needed a leader. Winston came in as a Heisman winner and a national champion. Early on, he showed exactly why: big yardage, confidence, and playmaking. But his career became defined by one thing: decision making. The 2019 season says it all: over 5,000 yards and 30 interceptions. After Tampa Bay moved on, he went on to New Orleans and became a more controlled version of himself. Less explosive, but also less chaotic. So again, this isn't a 0. It's just not what you draft first overall for. Team impact, Tampa stayed stuck in QB limbo until they went outside the draft for the answer. Number 7, Jadeveon Clowney, drafted by the Houston Texans, 2014, South Carolina. Houston went 2-14 in 2013 after a total collapse. Clowney was one of the most hyped defensive prospects ever. His hit against Michigan made him a viral legend. In Houston, he was disruptive, elite against the run, and occasionally dominant. But he never became the consistent double-digit sack player people expected. After Houston, his career actually stabilized. Seattle, Cleveland, Baltimore, he became a valuable, versatile defensive piece. So yes, he had a good career, but this is where expectation matters. Better picks: Aaron Donald, Khalil Mack. Team impact, Houston got good, but passed on a generational talent. Number 6, Sam Bradford, drafted by the St. Louis Rams, 2010, Oklahoma. The Rams went 1-15 in 2009. Bradford was considered one of the safest quarterback prospects in years. Accurate, composed, NFL ready. He even won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Then, the injury started. ACL tears, setbacks, resets. But here's what's important. Bradford did have moments later. In Minnesota, he put together one of the most efficient passing seasons in the league. but it never lasted. He became a what-if instead of a franchise cornerstone. The team impact? The Rams spent years circling the same problem: quarterback instability. Number 5, David Carr. Drafted by the Houston Texans in 2002, Fresno State. Houston didn't just have a bad season, they were an expansion team. Carr had everything physically: arm strength, poise, leadership. But the Texans put him behind one of the worst offensive lines in modern NFL history. He was sacked 76 times as a rookie. That doesn't just affect stats, it rewires how a quarterback plays. After Houston, Carr actually had a long career as a backup and even won a Super Bowl with the Giants. His career didn't end, it just never reached its intended ceiling. The team impact? Houston's entire early build stalled because of their quarterback development collapse. Number 4, Courtney Brown. Drafted by the Cleveland Browns, 2000, Penn State. Cleveland went 2-14 in their return season. Brown was dominant in college, strong, explosive, technically sound, but injuries kept interrupting his career before he could build momentum. He never had a full breakout season, and after Cleveland, there wasn't much left. Team impact? Instead of building a defense around him, Cleveland had to keep rebuilding. Number 3, Ki-Jana Carter. Drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals, 1995, Penn State. Cincinnati went 3-13. Carter was electric: speed, vision, explosiveness. Then came the ACL tear in preseason. He stayed in the league, bounced to Washington and New Orleans, but never regained that elite burst. This is one of the clearest injury has changed everything cases. Team impact? The Bengals missed out on a franchise-changing offensive weapon during a critical rebuild. Number 2, Tony Mandarich. Drafted by the Green Bay Packers, 1989, Michigan State. Green Bay went 4-12. Mandarich was called the best O-line prospect ever. In Green Bay, it didn't work: performance and off-field issues. But here's the nuance. He did come back later with the Indianapolis Colts and became a solid starter. So his career wasn't nothing. It just never matched the hype. Better picks in that same draft would have been Barry Sanders, Deion Sanders, or Derek Thomas. The team's impact? Green Bay passed on multiple Hall of Famers and stayed irrelevant for years. Number 1, JaMarcus Russell. Drafted by the Las Vegas Raiders, 2007, LSU. Oakland went 2-14. Russell had generational arm talent, but everything else, preparation, conditioning, consistency, never developed. And unlike others on this list, there was no second act, no bounce back, no reinvention. Just an early end. Better picks would have been Calvin Johnson, Joe Thomas, and Adrian Peterson. Team impact? This pick became the symbol of a franchise stuck in a cycle of failure. Every one of these players had a reason to go number 1. That's what makes this list different. These weren't obvious mistakes. They were bets that didn't pay off. And in the NFL, those are the ones that cost the most.